Hi guys, it's Lil Deacon Does Nails and I'm going to show you how I created my MULAN glass set. If you followed me on Instagram, you would have seen that this set was so popular with all of my clients. When I'm doing my own nails, I like to clip and do my cuticles really well. So I've got my metal cuticle pusher and my metal cuticle nippers, and I'm just going to clean them with a lint-free wipe and some sanitizing spray. It is really important to sanitize your tools every single step. Make sure they're all clean, especially with COVID going on at the moment. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to take a 180 sanding bit and place it on my Melody Susie drill. And I'm just going to buff my nails, like the top layer of my nails, just to remove any shine. Obviously here I'm just seasoning the drill bit, which is where you run it up and down a file just to get rid of any sharp edges. Really important if it's a brand new sanding bit. When using the drill, make sure you're going up and down and gently kissing the nail, no pressure at all. The reason you go up and down is to stop it slipping. So after I've done that, I'm going to take my Melody Susie drill bits, and I'm going to take my cuticle bit, I'm going to swap that, and I'm just going to run it around my cuticles. This is really important part of prep. Make sure you do this because it gets rid of any buildup of oils or any extra cuticle that you didn't get rid of. It's really important. The next important part of prep is to use something called Scrub Fresh. Now with this, I put it onto a manicure brush and I literally will just scrub the nail plate up and down, getting rid of any dust, extra oils, and it also helps to dehydrate the plate as well. I get this from C&D and it's just my favourite. I'll always just use this. After you've done this, it's now time to apply tips or sculpting forms. With this set I use tips, and I got these tips from Glitter Planet, and these are, I think, the extra long stiletto. Don't quote me on it, but they're definitely extra long, and I use the KDS glue. The only annoying thing about these tips is they didn't come in a box, and I didn't realise that you had to pay extra for the box, which is slightly annoying, but you know, it doesn't bother me too much. It's a little bit more like time consuming, but once you get over that, then it's fine. We good. I find these tips really similar to the Glitter Bells Extreme Length tips, so both of those are my favourite tips ever. I can use one or the other, I don't mind, and I love them both equally. I'm just sizing the tips here, obviously optional, but I use scissors. Just buff the nail tips with my 180 sanding bit, just the same as I did with my natural nail plate. I just make sure I buff it. I just find that the acrylic adheres better. So now I'm taking my glitter bells to hydrate, and I'm just going to apply that on the natural nail plate. I usually only do like one coat of this, just make sure that the nail is fully covered. And I'm going to do the same with my Mia Secret Extra Bond Primer. This is the best primer I've ever used, and I don't think I'd use anything else. So what I do with this is I apply one layer on the natural nail plate, being careful not to get it on the skin. I'll go through all of the nails doing one layer, and then after waiting like 30 seconds or so, I'll just go back and do like another little tiny coat. I just find it just helps the acrylic like adhere better, and it just has more of like a better surface for the acrylic to be on. And since then I've had my nails lasting like 5 weeks. So I'm going to be using the Glitterbels Hammer Free Monomer as usual, and some clear acrylic, and I'm literally just going to apply a really thin layer of acrylic.
Purchase your tracks today.
I will be uploading a more in-depth detailed video on the 3-bead method and how to apply acrylic. I haven't got around to it yet, but it is coming, and then that way you'll definitely understand it more.
Purchase your tracks today.
I don't know if it's just me, but it's so satisfying watching acrylic being placed on like a video, especially when it's sped up a little bit, because wow, it's so satisfying. So here I'm just using an orange stick, and I'm just pushing out that gunky bits of acrylic that just get stuck in the brush, and this will help your brushes last a lot longer, and also means that the acrylic will be placed better because there's no hard bits of acrylic building up in your brush. And moving on to design time, these are some dried flowers that I got off, I think it was off eBay, and I decided to cut some up and just try and encapsulate them, but I found that a lot of the petals were sort of too hard and stiff to actually apply into the acrylic, so I had to like juggle around and find pieces that actually fit, and the majority of the pieces were just these like purple petals that were really thin, so I ended up just using them. But it's all just about like practicing and finding what best suits you. I just thought it was just way too bulky when I was just applying different parts. I was having to cover up so much. The layers and layers of acrylic were just stacking, so I ended up just scratching that idea and just putting in the petals that you'll see at the end.
Purchase your tracks today.
So here I am just filing off that layer of the petals that I said that I didn't like. It's all about trial and error, and there's ways of fixing things. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake or if you don't particularly like something. It's better to fix it then and there than try like make it work. These are the petals that I found worked really well and were really nice and easy to encapsulate. Usually with encapsulated designs, like the nails can be like a little bit thicker than usual, so do make sure that your clients are aware of that. Obviously it depends on what you're putting inside, but if you're putting in things that are a little bit chunkier, like leaves or weed, or you know, just anything like that, it is going to be a bit chunkier, just to cover any lumps and bumps. So after I encapsulated all of the petals, I decided to do Mulan on one of the nails because she's my favourite. I love her so much and she just really fit this design. I can do more in-depth videos on hand painting in the future, so just let me know if you'd like to see them. But this was the end result. I love them so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.